already PlayStation 1 time. I honestly don't feel like this collection has grown that much. PlayStation 1 is hard to collect for. The games are hard to find in good condition for decent prices. I'm not willing to pay crazy amounts of money for these games. So this collection is probably going to stay pretty small for me. I do have a lot of my favorites, and there's a couple more that I would really want, but for the most part, it's going to stay in this area. I have 47 PS1 games, and let's go through them. A lot of green label stuff, too. We've got Army Men 3D. It's a good game. We've got Army Men Sarge's Heroes 2. Never played that one. We've got Chrono Cross. Heard that's a good game. We've got Colony Wars. I love these fat box cases. Command and Conquer Red Alert. Played a ton of that on PC back in the day. I did try that PlayStation version just to see what it was like. It's okay. Cool Borders 2001. The original Crash Bandicoot, but this is the greatest hits version. But, I mean, come on, that's the classic. I remember playing that on my PS1 back in the day. Then I've got Crash Bandicoot 2. I've got Crash Team Racing. They did a remaster of this on PS4, which I played a bunch, and then also played that original. The original Driver. The Dukes of Hazzard. Now we're getting into the Final Fantasies. This is Final Fantasy's Origins, which is 1 and 2. Pretty cool to have. I really want to get the Pixel Collection, which is 1 through 6 on PS4. There's this Final Fantasy Chronicles with Final Fantasy 4 and Chrono Trigger. So I have Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy 4 in that collection. Then we have Final Fantasy Anthology, which comes with 5 and 6. 6 is the one that I want to play, that everybody acts like is one of the best Final Fantasies ever made. Like I said, if I get the Pixel Collection, that's probably how I'll play it. Final Fantasy 7, played this a ton as a kid on the original PlayStation. What a game. What a game. This game was revolutionary. Final Fantasy 8, played this too. The opening cutscene was amazing. Oh man, it's got a little crack in the case. Not as good as 7, I don't think, but I remember it. Final Fantasy 9, the one I want to get remake/remaster treatment. This is also a really good game that I hope they redo here soon. Final Fantasy Tactics, never played this one. I do like tactic games, so probably need to check it out. Then I have the OG Grand Theft Auto. I never played the first 2 Grand Theft Autos, but I thought it was cool. These are top-down games. GTA 3 is the first time they went 3D. Still cool to have them in the collection because I can say I have every Grand Theft Auto. Grudge Warriors. I have no idea what this is. Looks interesting. Hexen. I think this, id Software. This is from the Doom people. Never played it. I don't believe I did. And some of this stuff, you're getting real old. You're getting in the 90s, so who knows what I played and what I haven't. Killer Loop. Another classic that I was so glad to get in my collection. I got it for a good deal, if I remember correctly, too. The Legend of Dragoon. Great JRPG. I got this at a Goodwill. The MTV Music Generator. Not sure what that's all about, but I remember getting it for like $1 or $2 at Goodwill. I don't have the original Need for Speed, but I do have Need for Speed 2. And Need for Speed 3, Hot Pursuit. I have most Need for Speed games. Need for Speed High Stakes. I think this was technically the 4th Need for Speed. We got Pong. I mean, come on. It's Pong. It's probably pretty fun. Ridge Racer. It's crazy what the OG Ridge Racer looked like. Another game I played a ton as a child on the original PlayStation. I love Road Rash 3D. Oh, it's such a good game. I mean, I played the original Road Rash 1 through 3 on Genesis, but I played that 3D a lot too. This one I don't think I ever played. I found it one day and I was like, oh, I didn't know there was another Road Rash game on PS1. So I do need to check that out. Then SimCity 2000. I tried this when I first got it. It's classic. It will take you back to the way SimCity used to be back in the day. Spyro Year of the Dragon. I never played any of the Spyro games. I need to. I have the collection on PS4. Star Ocean, the second story, one of my favorite games. Played this a ton in the PS1 days. Got the remake and played it a bunch on PS5 last year. Star Wars Dark Forces. Got a couple Star Wars games here. Got Star Wars Rebel Assault 2. This will look kind of cool. Does it look like space combat? And then Star Wars Jedi Power Battles. Looks interesting. PS1 is very dated graphics-wise. It's hard for me to pop these in. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Lots of memories with the Tony Hawk Pro Skater franchise, especially in the PS1 days. Specifically, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. I played this so much. Great soundtracks. Great fun. I love the remake on PS5. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. All right, I have 3 Twisted Metal games. I do not have the original. 2 is the one I remember the most. Once again, the OG PS1 days, we played this tons and tons and tons. Sitting up in that Eiffel Tower. Spectre was the one I always played as. Twisted Metal 3. And Twisted Metal 4, which this one is not by the same people, if I remember correctly. I need to get Twisted Metal 1, and then I have Black and Head On PS2, and then I have the remake on PS3. So I have all the Twisted Metal games. Vigilante 8, I do remember playing this back in the day, and it's, Twisted Metal wannabe. I need the second. There's another one of those. Wipeout. The OG Wipeout. And then finally, last but not least, well, I guess kind of least because I don't actually know what it is, Wrecking Crew, Drive Dangerously. JRPGs, car combat, that was kind of my jam. Racing and JRPGs, little Tony Hawk mixed in there, that was my jam back in the day. So like I said, a lot of those games I did play and love, but it's just hard to find PS1 games. Maybe I need to look into getting some lots or something, like kind of how I did with the PS2. But that is it. Short and sweet. Like I said, I do have a PS1 Classic, which is their little Sony's official emulated console, which I modded, whatever you want to call it. And you can play Super Nintendo and all kinds of stuff on that. I haven't plugged it in a while, but it was working great when I did do that. I have a box with all the controllers and everything. Oh no, here's the controllers. I have a box with the stuff to make it work fancier. And then I have a PS1 that I won some kind of auction thing or something one time. I think on Whatnot. I got that at it was a blind buy. And I was like, oh, I'll keep that, the little OG PS1. But if I'm going to play a PS1 game, I'll just play it on my PS3 or my PS2. I can play it on my PS3 on my big TV, or I can play it on my PS2 if I'm wanting to be old school on the CRT down there. So, not a bad little collection. And yeah, until next time, this is Rainy Cage. Peace out.